Jayden Daniels and the Washington Commanders took a loss versus the Green Bay Packers yesterday, and I say they did not look particularly well. And Jayden Daniels, some of that explosiveness is kind of being suppressed a little bit. So we gonna talk about the conversation early. Is Jayden Daniels already facing that sophomore slump? Too early to talk about? Hey, I guess we gotta talk about it. But y'all know before we do, you gotta hit a music first.
Welcome to your number one spot for all NFL news and content, NFL Central.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back into another episode of NFL Central, your number one spot for everything NFL. I'm your host here, Bobby, and I'm joined by Steve-O. We here to talk some football. Steve-O, what's the word?
That's good.
Man, if y'all tuned in, ready to talk some football, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. Steve-O, my man's Jayden Daniels. In that game yesterday, Thursday night football versus the Green Bay Packers, they put heavy limitations on what he was able to do, bro. In fact, like yesterday, he had 7 rushes for only 17 yards, which speaks to the defenses now kind of trying to hone in on what they seen from an entire season last year. And I know it's kind of early with the conversation because it's still a lot of football to be played. But do you think Jayden Daniels is already facing the sophomore slump?
Yeah, and we were seeing it with a couple other sophomores. You seen it with Bo Nix. You seen it with Caleb Williams. You seen it with a couple other people. Like you seen it last year with CJ. Like I expected, and that's what I kept on telling people when it came down to people coming in this year trying to anoint him, and a lot of people did anoint him a top 10 quarterback just because he made it to the almost made it to the big game last year. Credit to him, and he's on his way to be a top 10 quarterback, which I do believe. But we all know, I I always bring this up. I got this realization. I don't even know how old I was when Colin Kaepernick was won the Super Bowl. Everybody thought he's going to take the league by storm, and I was like, "Look, I get that he looked nice. He running all over the field like a giraffe, Cam Newton, but nobody got no film on dude.
Mm-hmm.
Once people get film on, it's gonna be a completely different story. And lo and behold, the next year happened, and Colin was not what most people thought he was gonna be.
No.
And that's usually the case for most people. Now, do I think I'm not now no stretch of imaginations? Am I thinking or saying that I think Jayden will be the same outcome as Colin? Because I think he's way more supremely talented. He got the pedigree way past of a Colin Kaepernick. But like I just said, CJ went through it. Everybody went through it. The greats went through it. Drew Brees didn't have the grit to start off. Like it is what it is. It comes with the territory. But hey,
I
it
ain't
is
mad
what
at
it
it,
is.
bro. I ain't mad at it, bro. I think that's a fair way to look at it. And like I said, we got a bunch of games left still to be played, but it's just not as effective as it was or as explosive as it was when he started off last season because a lot of people didn't know what to expect. And then when you talk about Jayden Daniels and like particularly last night versus the Green Bay Packers, on third down, they not manning up on you. And if they are manning up, you're gonna face heavy pressure, bro. And they want to see how you react in those instances. And the fact is that yes, this defense right now appears to be on another level than anybody else, at least right now, maybe outside of Denver right now. It's early. It's only been 2 games played, at least for these
And
2 teams, and other teams will play Sunday. And I just think that it's going to, bro, it's going to be different for Jayden Daniels right now. He's running into that situation where we talked about a CJ Stroud, but in comparison to CJ Stroud, Steve-O, I got to bring this up. I know we like the Debo Samuel moves. I know we like the Laramie Tunsil moves, but there was some other questionable moves that the Washington Commanders made. They looked good at the time, and so I'm not going to completely knock them all down, but we definitely are going to have to evaluate this defense in that age and the defense, the moves made on the offensive line, and I don't know if they have that explosive wide receiver outside of Terry McLaurin. Yes, we love Debo, but we know Debo is not a wide receiver that's gonna do many things down the field as a route runner. So I think that's some of the things that could probably hinder the Washington Commanders in the NFC East this season, bro. So I'm gonna be paying close attention to that.
Yeah, facts. And that's like the main thing that you came out saying is, ain't not for the man up against you, especially when you know you a threat with your legs like that. And I think that's the one thing that he's gonna have to decipher. And then I think that's also credit to what he realized he had to work on in off season. Jayden Daniels said, I need to work on my intermediate throws because gonna be times that they're gonna be sending six because I'm gonna threaten my legs and just sending five ain't gonna be enough, especially if they in man. So I gotta be quick and decisive. And we did see some throws down the stretch, even down in the stretch where he rolled his ankle.
Mhm.
He said, "Nah, I'm staying in this motherfucker." Came right in, dot right a slant for about 5 yards. So like he getting it. I didn't see any like nothing to worry about. Like there's nothing to worry about. Like if I'm a Washington fan, like if anything I'm worried about is the damn defense. Like you just said, the defense they just ain't getting it done. Like the fact that like I watched the game a little bit this morning and went back and it's true, bro. Love had no pressures last night.
He was making calls to Domino's. He was making calls to Miller Lite. Huck, trying to get them barrels up in there. It was crazy work. He was just chilling. He was just chilling. It was crazy, bro. That in like we see at least a little bit of pressure in the Packers game versus the Lions. And I understand, bro. Y'all want to push for all the chips, but you gotta have some youth on your football team. And correct me if I'm wrong, but the Washington Commanders is the oldest team in the league right now.
One of them, at least.
At least one of them. So I think that's kind of what they heard. But Steve-O, listen to this. We gonna be able to find out about Jayden Daniels, bro. We in the next 8 weeks, we are going to find out if he's legitimately in that sophomore slump. This is a premature discussion, but we're gonna find out if Jayden Daniels is in a sophomore slump. Listen to the 8-game slate: Las Vegas Raiders, Atlanta Falcons, Los Angeles Chargers, Chicago Bears, Dallas Cowboys, Kansas City Chiefs, Seattle Seahawks. We're gonna find out a lot about this team in the next 8 weeks, bro.
Yep. And it is true. They are the oldest team. Average age is 27 years old.
So we gonna be able to find out a lot. Yeah, I know that's the average, but we got a couple old heads. Bobby Wagner,
I'm
35,
saying, like,
Von Miller.
that's basically mean the youngest motherfuckers on the team are 27. That's what it means. That
Bro.
means it's one 24-year-old, one 25-year-old, about six 27-year-olds, and everybody else 30 and up.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy to me, bro. And if I'm looking at it, I'm looking at Jayden Daniels and I'm like, hey, this is the year. You know what I'm saying? Where some people take a step back, but if you could get through this 8-game slate, you should be all right. You should be fine, and that should help you be battle tested for playoff purposes because this 8-game slate is not an easy one. You know what I'm saying? Whether we looking at the Chicago Bears, the expectation is that they will get better. We shall see. The expectation is that the
Defense.
Dallas Cowboys offense can, you know what I'm saying, keep it going. We'll see how the defense turns around. And then Seattle, bro, they play tough. Seattle is a tough football team, bro. And that defense, they got some
Solid.
players over
Yeah,
there.
they're solid over there. Yeah.
On the real. And honestly, they beat the San Francisco 49ers last week if my man Sam Darnold didn't fumble the ball.
Yeah. Yep.
So, and the 49ers, bro, they broke down like a 99 Oldsmobile.
That motherfucker, the leather crack, motherfucker got mismatched those, bro. Like at this point, like they're going to be in trouble where they're going to be in the territory of they going everybody gonna get too old and you ain't gonna have nobody to trade for.
Yeah.
You better go ahead trade, sell the house, trade your coach,
Oh.
trade Nick Bosa,
Oh.
trade Fred Warner, start this shit over. McCaffrey ain't it done,
Mm.
and he ain't trying to act like it. That Achilles is just is any game now. I'm just telling you, it's any
Ooh.
game now. And
Tell you.
I'm not wishing bad on dude at all. I'm just saying, for a running back of his ilk and how he plays to constantly keep getting calves problems, that's what it leads to a Achilles rupture, not even a tear, a rupture.
Yeah.
So outside of that, you what you got a Hall of Fame left tackle. That's it.
And he old.
He old as hell, and that's the key where I said Hall of Fame.
No, the
He
real.
on his way up out of here.
Hey, you can
So
get something for Trent Williams right
you
now.
you could get some for Trent, Nick, Fred, and the coach. That's 4 people.
Shit, for that coach, you could probably get 2 seconds. 2 firsts, I mean.
That's what I'm saying. Cut your losses now. You should have did it last year. The writing was on the wall.
Yeah.
You got a good enough quarterback. You got your wide receiver of the future. He was rehabbing. You got at least you got that. Start rebuilding this shit. Brandon Ayuk and Brock Purdy is young enough for y'all to rebuild this shit.
Well, the problem is Brock Purdy out for the next 2 to 5 weeks with some form of
Oh,
turf toe.
I've heard that. So
Some
that's even better.
form of turf toe. What is
Sit his
some
ass
form?
down. No, that mean he got turf toe. They trying to
Right?
say,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah, he got turf toe. They just trying to act like it ain't that significant. But everybody know if anybody got turf toe, that shit hurt.
It do hurt. Foot be big.
Foot be big,
One toe
bro.
be big as hell.
That shit not fun.
And now,
And you
now they got
can't
to rely
play.
on Mac Jones, bro. Mac Jones had one good season with the Patriots. We'll see. Kyle Shanahan, we seen him throw some quarterbacks out there that look good, at least for a
I
couple
think
games.
I think he could last 3 weeks, 3, 4 weeks, 5 weeks.
That should be solid then. I mean, Ricky Pearsall for them, he looked all right. We'll see how he continues. But I think that a lot of their problems started to happen once they paid Brandon Ayuk. Boom, knee injury out of there. Ugh, ugh. I think that
Running
when
back was
you,
already out at that point. Yeah.
yeah, I think that like sometime when I think I look at good GMs and they just be like, yeah, it's time. And I understand that some GMs they want to, show love to guys who put in the hard work with the organization. But I think that sometime there has to come a place as a GM
I mean,
where you got to have conversations and just move off said players.
and don't get me wrong. I know I'm talking up here like because we up here talking like it's not an easy discussion to
No,
have. Like
it's
it's
not.
very hard to say I'm gonna let Nick Bosa go. That's top 3. I'm
Yeah,
gonna let Mike Shanahan go. That's top 5. I'm gonna let Fred Warner go. That's top 2.
facts.
Like I get it, but at the end of the day, like you just said, you got Brandon Ayuk that's coming back from injury. That's we all know like he could be different, but everybody's pretty much recovering from an ACL. So I'm not
Bro,
too much worried about it. But you got Ricky Pearsall as well. Now you run your tight end banged up, but George, I don't think George gonna want to go nowhere. I
yeah,
think he for lifer Fortnite 49ers. It to me, like I said, the trend. I think the picture is plain in front of their face. They gotta look. They gotta rip the band-aid off. It's gonna hurt. It's like I said, it's very hard to walk away from people, coaches, and players that are at their positions. But sometimes it's necessary. You gotta look at that. Nick Bosa is up in age. Fred is up in age, or in their prime, and Mike. Quite frankly, Mike should be the first one to trade because he didn't have got y'all to the goddamn game too many times and he lost. And
mm,
he keep fucking losing. So to me, wash your hands with that. You tried it. Y'all didn't yet, bro. I don't he been there what 7 years?
he been there for a while, bro. He been
Like
there for a while.
like they didn't had 3 to 2 teams that could have won it all.
They definitely did. They definitely had some teams that could have, you know what I'm saying, went out there and got themselves a chip. Me personally, though, they need to just go ahead and rock out with the coach. But I think you need to depart with some of those key players because
Yeah.
it's gonna come a time to where that you gonna need some of
You
these pieces that they have and that you can absolutely move. But I think that they're gonna try to me personally, I think they're gonna try to stick it out. That's what I expect them to do. But coming into this season, I was never really high on this team.
oh no.
Like that's just me. I had some people be overhyped for the 49ers or whatnot, but I think that I just thought that in their division, I had the Rams ahead of them, I had the Cardinals ahead of them, and quite frank with you, I have the Seattle Seahawks ahead of them. Now, I said the Niners can compete for the third spot. I just don't see it anymore, especially with all these injuries right now. And why the hell they stay injured so much? Y'all need a new staff. It's time. Somebody ain't doing something right. I know it's
Bro,
easier said than done. You know what I'm saying? I know it's easier said than
mm,
done, but for some reason, guys stay hurt over there right now.
y'all in the perfect weather. Y'all ain't getting stiff because it's cold. And what the fuck y'all getting hurt for?
They had need to do training camp in Alaska. Callus the body.
No, no. What the problem is, this is the problem. The whole league need to go back to 4 preseason games, and them niggas is playing. That's the problem.
Hmm.
And practice how you play. That's the problem. If you get hurt, you gonna get hurt. That's the end all be all. But I'm sorry, I'm going back looking at talking, listen to how old players play, how they talk. Yeah, we play hurt. But we didn't have these fucking blowout Achilles injuries and
Which is
ACL injuries like
crazy.
that. Why? Because they've been playing since the offseason for real.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers first time getting hit is preseason 2
No, or preseason
or
3. Or
preseason
no
3.
preseason at all.
Exactly. So and
Like
then we
what?
get shocked, and then we see something like Austin Eckler should not be going down in week 2 because of Achilles off a non-cat cut.
Bro. And it didn't even look like he tried to cut that hard,
He
honestly.
didn't. I feel like I said, it's not even just NFL, it's small sports, to be honest.
Yeah.
They don't play as much as they did in the back in the day. And I
But
think
yeah.
that has a lot to do. You need to build up that callus.
And that's what and that's we love. I like analytics. I don't love it because a lot of people try to use the analytics as the end all be all, but it's not the end all be all,
No.
bro. I understand analytics say a player can last a little bit longer or be more efficient, but to your point, like some of these injuries that we've been seeing in different sports, and we kind of veering off here, is like, bro, like the way that y'all training staff and everybody is coaching these things up because just off to another sport. I watched Kobe Bryant talk about pump fakes. And he was like, why would I pump fake? If I'm a right-handed shooter, why would I pump fake with my foot all the way back with my left foot instead of pump faking with my right foot at a closer distance to make it more believable? And it's
Mhm.
kind of something that you can add into football as well. Like, what type of workouts are we doing to where guys want to extend that back foot so far? You know what I'm saying? To
This
where you can put all that stress on that Achilles.
it's so that they can learn from the NBA, they can learn from wrestlers because wrestlers, if you pay attention to a lot of times they get hurt, it's off of something they do every day, and it's probably because they just came back from injury. Because when they build up that, they say you got to build up that callus because you building hitting the mat. If you play, if you fight, if you do have 3 matches a week versus 5 matches a week, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna get hurt doing that week of that 3 matches because you didn't build up that callus. If you
Right.
fall on your back 10 times versus 5 times, your body not gonna respond the same way. Versus 5 months later, if you've been doing rigorous training, you've been actually playing, like you say, you've been playing football, doing the hard cuts, your body and joints is used to it. Versus you playing in a high stress game, and what happens, especially in football, and it normally happens in mid game to end game, you get tired. And when you get
Mhm.
tired, your technique gets sloppy. And when
Yeah.
your technique gets sloppy, that's when you hurt yourself.
Facts. Facts. Well said, brother. But hey, we hope y'all enjoyed that conversation, man. That was a great football conversation. That's why we say slide over here on NFL Central. Yes, we're gonna bring you the news, but yes, we're gonna bring you fair evaluations from the football game. But hey, Steve-O, you got anything left, bro?
Nah, wish it was a game tonight like last week.
For real. But hey,
Hey, Dion playing.
yeah. Oh,
Dion
Dion,
coaching.
good. I could watch that. Hey,
Letting the
I ain't
white
gonna
boy
lie to
go.
you. College football, y'all let me down last week. That slate of games was ass. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, the games that all the
Man,
games that was
we
busted was
getting
early.
like what
Yeah,
the man? Come on now.
I
But
mean it was the storylines because as freshmen against a top recruit in Oklahoma, so I
yeah,
get that story.
I
But
get that.
but yeah, that
Mm.
Florida game that should have been a that was funny. That was a good game though.
For sure. But hey, that is it from us today, y'all. We appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode of NFL Central, your number one spot for everything for NFL, man. Before y'all get up out of here, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate y'all. Make sure you always love football, and y'all already know. We're going to catch y'all on the next one for sure.
This has been a presentation